Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Elyse Andrews and I make new videos every Tuesday talking about my post-grad stresses, successes, and creative endeavors. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my experience doing Inktober / Peachtober and some supplies that I recommend for it, what I learned, how I did it, all of that, and I'll be flipping through as I am talking to you and showing you the art that I did this month. So I hope you enjoy, and for this week's video, I have a lot of exciting stuff in the works, but this video is supposed to go up on November 3rd, and as many of you know, that's a very important day in the United States. If you're watching this and you haven't voted yet, it is election day, so please go do that. But I figured that people might be a little distracted today, so I didn't want to put one of those big effort, very produced videos up this week, but I hope this is a nice chill video, and I'm really proud of the work that I did this past month for Peachtober, so I wanted to share it and make some content about it anyway. So let's get into the video. So what did I do? I did Peachtober. This was a list of prompts created by Furry Little Peach, one of my all-time favorite YouTubers. I think she is wonderful. I think her art's amazing. She's very inspiring and I love her content, and I really aspire to create content that is as inspiring as hers, hopefully someday at least. But I really wanted to do this prompt list because I've really been into her. Also, I have wanted to do an Inktober challenge for a really long time. I've tried them with no success over the past like 3 or 4 years. Like every year, I'm like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do this prompt list, and it just never actually happens, which it's fine. But this year I was really determined to complete Peachtober, and I knew that I just wanted to test myself and challenge myself to create a lot of art in the month of October. So really excited and happy that I did it. I think this was a really valuable thing for me as an artist. So also, if I'm really just jumping ahead, but if you don't know what Peachtober, Inktober is, it's basically this thing that was started like, I don't know, maybe around like 10-ish years ago. I could be completely wrong. It could be less than that. By some artist guy. I don't know. There's controversy around that. I don't understand it. But anyway, it's just this concept of following this list of prompts for every day in the month of October. And initially it was focused off of doing inking and black and white drawings. And so, yeah, a lot of people caught on to it. It has so many posts on the hashtag Inktober every year. It's a really fun thing to do. And a lot of artists like Furry Little Peach end up making their own prompt lists just to do something different and have some fun. So this was really fun. There are currently, whenever I'm recording this video, about like 65,000 posts in the Peachtober 20 hashtag, which was really cool. So I encourage you to go through that hashtag and see some of the really great work that artists have created. This has definitely been a fun month of kind of, I felt a little bit more community on Instagram over the past month, and doing this with a bunch of people was really exciting and happy for me. So I really enjoyed it. How did I do it? I worked ahead. If you have seen artists on Instagram posting these prompts every day, going through Inktober, and you're like impressed, you're like, wow, like they do these every single day. Like that's really challenging. Maybe you think that, or maybe you're like, oh, I could do that easily. Just doing one ink drawing a day. Psh, with just some idea, easy peasy. And maybe it is for you, but it's really not that simple. And that's kind of the challenge that I ran into in past years. Was I thought that I was one of those people. I thought that it would be easy for me to wake up and come up, and this was when I was in school also. I would just wake up, come up with a concept, and sit down, sketch it, draw it, ink it, and post it on my art Instagram, and that would be it. And that's just not easy. I think the most important thing was coming up with concepts ahead of time and knowing what you wanted to draw, because this was a little bit, this was an exercise for me in drawing, but it was also something that I wanted to have a series of drawings that I was really proud of by the end of it. Nothing too fancy, but I wanted to enjoy the process and like what I was doing. And so I wanted to put a lot of thought into these pieces. And so all of this to say I decided to start sketching in mid-September, around the time when the prompt list came out, and I just saw other people commenting on it like, ooh, I'm excited to start sketching some of these. And I was like, you can do that. You can just sketch ahead. You can work ahead. And of course you can. I don't know why in my head I was like, I can't do this. I have to follow these rules that I have just decided are in my head. You don't have to do that. So I sketched about half of my Peachtober drawings for October. By the time October had started, I didn't let myself start inking anything until October 1st. At the beginning, I would ink in the morning once I had my sketch all ready, and then I would post for that day. So I was doing the actual ink drawing on that day. But I eventually started, because I had a lot going on in October, and this was quite the thing to add on to everything I had in October. So I just decided to start working ahead a little bit, doing 1 or 2 extra drawings a day and inking them and having them ready to post. I also wanted them to look nice on my Instagram feed and not too cropped out or anything. So I also went in and I scanned everything and I edited it and I made it look really nice for my Instagram feed. So that was its own whole thing. So I needed to work ahead. I honestly couldn't see myself enjoying the process or making work that I really liked, or even finishing Peachtober if I hadn't sketched ahead and worked ahead a little bit. So that's how it worked for me. I'm very satisfied with it. I have no issue with it. If you do, that's fine. I think it would also be cool to do an ink drawing every single day, but that's just not what my schedule had. My schedule wasn't ready for that. So I also decided to do my drawings in black and white / grayscale, kind of in the spirit of Inktober, also because I feel like drawing is one of my strong skills in art making, and specifically like black and white drawing using ink and markers, and I'll show you everything that I use, but I kind of wanted to push that more, and so taking those existing skills that I feel are pretty strong and using them to explore a variety of different prompts and styles and ideas. So now, what supplies did I use? I did all of my drawings in this Pentalic sketchbook. The thing with Pentalic, they kind of went out of business. I'm not really sure. I heard there were issues with their distributor maybe, or their manufacturer. I don't know. I'm able to get these on Amazon still. These are like my favorite sketchbooks, and I hope that they figure something out soon. I know 2020 has been a pretty hard year, so I hope that they're able to come back, but I really enjoy these sketchbooks. The only issue I have with them is they do bleed through. I think with the Moleskine and maybe the Strathmore, don't quote me on Strathmore, I feel like Moleskine holds the like ink and stuff better. The ink didn't bleed through, but the Prismacolor markers that I used did bleed through. Here's an example of that. So I really like these mostly because they're soft cover and like soft bound. They're really bendy. I can, you know, flip it around and just draw on either side, and I don't need to be very precious with it. And with the other sketchbook that I recently finished using, the Moleskine hardbound one, it was like a hardcover sketchbook, and I did like it. It was good for certain things, but I missed being able to really like hold it like I do. I like soft cover sketchbooks. And I sectioned all of my pages, as you can see through the flip through, into, I made these little boxes, and then I put like the number on one side, and then I put like Peachtober 20 on the bottom, and then I put the prompt name at the top. I thought that was a fun, consistent thing to do, and it motivated me to set up all those pages beforehand, because I was like, I just wasted, not wasted, but if I don't do this, then I've wasted 30 pages in my sketchbook. So now we have the lineup of some of my favorite drawing pens. These are good for kind of adding more black to your drawings, adding like larger layers. They're more like brushed pens. These are Faber-Castell Pitt artist pens. I'll probably put an image on the screen when I'm editing this, but these are from like the modern calligraphy set, maybe. I will definitely put it on the screen and link it in the description. I really like these for general sketchbook drawing. So first I want to mention that these are more of these marker tips. This is bold. This comes with a lot of these sets. I don't know if I need to put my hand behind this for focusing or something. I'm filming this on my iPhone. And then there's like, this is the super chisel. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's the actual name. I think I've looked it up and it's not. But I really like these, and then this is super bold, and it's just more of, this is really like the true brush type pen. And then this one is 1.5, which is like a little thicker than the liners that they have. So that's the set that I bought preparing for Peachtober, and it was really useful, and I really like those. Now I was going to say, I used to use the Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens in like the finer ones, like the fine liners, and I have discovered a new favorite lining pen. These are good. These are also old, so maybe that's why I don't like them as much anymore. So just consider that. But these are still good. If you want to buy a big set of all of them, you will not be disappointed. So the new liners that I got, which I really like, and they're already very popular in the art community, and you've probably already heard of them, are the Micron pens, the Pigma Micron. I think these are great. I don't know, they just worked really well for me. I eventually bought them a little bit later on down the line when I also purchased my Prismacolor markers that I use to add some shading to my work. So yeah, I picked up a 01, 05, and an 03. I've really been enjoying the 01 a lot lately, and I think I've really worked through my 03 a lot. So yeah, I'm not sure how long they're supposed to last, but I have been working a lot on Peachtober and inking things all the time, and I'm doing another project where I'm doing a lot of inking, so that's probably why. But yes, I really like these, and these are my new favorite liners. And for pencils, I just use an HB pencil. You can get some woodless ones, those are pretty good. I also have wood HB pencils, and I have a mechanical one somewhere. Oh, here it is. This is just Unikuru Toga. This is just an HB pencil, mechanical pencil. I do like mechanical pencils. Growing up, I was always told not to use mechanical pencils in art. I don't know why. Maybe because you press down too hard into the paper. Anyway, really like that. And then, let's see. These are the Prismacolor Premier markers. I did not get the brush tip that I really wanted to for this lighter one. I think they're actually the same color. I think they both say cool gray, but the guy at Michael's, he seemed like he didn't want to stand there for too long while I browsed all of the markers, because like they're locked up in Michael's. So anyway, I just grabbed two that I was kind of eyeing, and these are basically cool gray 40% and cool gray 70%, and they were really useful for me adding some extra layers of value kind of to my art without having to do like cross hatching and things like that. This was just a great way for me to add in some marker and some different things to my art. And I carried around one of these whenever I was in Madrid studying abroad, and I basically just had this setup of these pens and one Prismacolor marker, and that was really useful for me to document my time there. I didn't want to carry a lot of art supplies with me. I just wanted to stick to my sketchbook, a marker, and a bunch of ink pens. So now that we've gone through all the supplies, I just wanted to talk about what did I learn through this process. And like I said, I've already kind of touched on some things that I learned, but this was really a great opportunity for me to kind of loosen up with drawing. And I felt like with ink specifically, I was maybe a little stiff at times. So this was a nice way to prepare for something, plan for something, sketch things out, make something that I'm proud of using these prompts, but to also loosen up a little bit and to know that it's not that serious. This is just something I'm doing on Instagram and just this drawing challenge I'm doing for 30 days. And I feel like over the course of Peachtober and over the course of the month, I definitely loosened up a lot with my, not just how I was actually inking things, but with kind of the subject matter and the themes that I was doing. I did more illustrated drawings near the end of the month, and so I thought that was really fun and something that I'm definitely going to take with me into November and into the rest of time. It'll be really good to reference these drawings that I did for future pieces that I might want to create. And the other thing that I learned is that these challenges take a lot of time to plan, and you should not just expect to be able to do a full Inktober just by creating art every single day that you're like a masterpiece. It's just not gonna happen. At least for your first one, I would really recommend that if you need advice, that you should for sure sketch ahead of time, because they do release the prompt lists beforehand. Sketch ahead of time and ink at your own pace and create or finalize the art at your own pace. And also, if you miss a day, not a big deal at all. But if you're like me and you want things to turn out good and projects to be planned and carried out, then this was a really good strategy for me. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day ahead. Make sure to check out my art Instagram at Elyse_draws to see all of these posts in my feed and give me a follow or something. I'd really appreciate that. Again, if you haven't voted yet and you're watching this on November 3rd, please go out and do that. And I hope, like I said, hope you have a great day ahead, a great week ahead. And I will see you on Saturday for the next episode of my podcast, The Draw Pod. It's a visual podcast where I draw something and chat with you as I go. Or if you don't want to watch that, then I will see you next Tuesday for my next video. Goodbye.